Hey everyone, welcome back. Today we're looking at something that I bet is on a lot of your minds.
Yeah.
Especially if you are in HR or you're a business owner in California. It's healthcare costs.
For sure.
They just keep going up.
They do.
And we want to understand why
yeah,
and what you can actually do about it.
absolutely.
We've got some data to dive into today.
Yeah, we do.
Looking at why this is hitting California especially hard.
All right.
We've got the Covered California 2025 Rate Release Report,
Okay.
which maybe isn't the most exciting title,
Right.
but it's got a lot of info in it.
Lots of good stuff in there.
And then we've got this document that breaks down the reasons behind these medical insurance cost increases
Okay.
over the past 4 years.
Yeah,
So get ready for a deep dive
that's right.
into the nitty-gritty
Exactly.
California's healthcare cost problem.
Well, one of the first things that really pops out
Yeah.
from these sources is that Covered California's average premium rate
Okay.
is going to increase by 9.6% for the 2025 plan year.
9.6%.
That's a huge jump,
That is big.
the highest increase in recent years.
Yeah. And I know just talking to people in HR, even small increases
Yeah,
can really have a big effect across a whole business.
absolutely.
So 9.6%,
It's a lot.
that's scary.
Yeah, higher premiums mean tough choices for everybody,
Yeah,
for employers
for sure.
and employees.
So let's get into why this is happening.
Okay.
These reports point to 6 main things.
Okay.
Rising costs for just healthcare services themselves.
Right.
Prescription drug prices keep going up.
Yeah.
The effects of COVID, mandates, and all these regulatory changes,
Yeah.
good old inflation,
Mm-hmm.
and then post-pandemic healthcare utilization.
Yeah, that's a mouthful.
I know, what is that?
So that basically means that after we all put off,
Okay.
non-emergency care during the pandemic,
Yeah,
people are now having to play catch up.
makes sense.
All those delayed doctor's appointments, procedures are creating a surge in demand,
Gotcha.
which puts more pressure on the system
Okay.
and leads to, you guessed it, higher costs.
Oh, so it's like a delayed reaction to
That's
the
right.
pandemic.
Everything was kind of on hold,
Right.
and now it's all coming back.
The vengeance.
Yes, and that pent-up demand
Okay.
is one of the factors that's contributing to those premium hikes
Gotcha.
we talked about.
Sure.
Insurance companies are seeing this trend,
Right.
and they're adjusting their rates accordingly.
So those healthcare service costs
Yeah.
are hitting hospitals and clinics hard too, right?
Of course, think about it. Staffing shortages.
Yeah.
Especially in healthcare,
Mhm.
pushing wages up.
Right.
Those new medical technologies are amazing,
Oh,
but they are expensive to implement.
for sure.
And the cost of just running a healthcare facility in general just keeps going up.
Makes sense.
And all of that gets factored into the prices they charge,
Of course.
which eventually gets reflected in our premiums.
It's like everything is interconnected. Yeah. There's this one specific thing
Oh, okay.
that stood out to me in the Covered California report.
Okay.
They had this example of a family of 3,
Mm-hmm.
and they were trying to choose a health plan.
Okay.
The difference in monthly premiums
Yeah.
between a Silver 70 HMO and a Platinum 90 HMO was over $500.
Wow.
That's a huge decision for a family to make.
It is, and it's a great example of the challenges that HR departments
Yeah.
and business owners are facing.
For sure.
Choosing a health plan isn't just about picking the cheapest option.
Right.
It's about understanding those trade-offs
Yeah.
between cost and coverage.
What are the deductibles?
Right.
What's the out-of-pocket maximum?
Exactly.
How does the plan structure affect the family's access to specialists or specific treatments?
Yeah. These are all really important questions.
And I bet those questions are even more complicated now
I would say so.
that the federal individual mandate is gone,
Right.
while California still has its own mandate in place.
Yeah, it seems like they're kind of going against the grain here.
It does.
So the individual mandate was designed to encourage healthier people
Right.
to buy insurance,
Okay.
which helps balance the risk pool for insurance companies.
Makes sense.
So the idea is that if you have a good mix of healthy and less healthy people,
Right.
that helps keep premiums stable.
Gotcha. So without that mandate,
Yeah.
you risk having only people who know they need a lot of healthcare signing up,
Right.
which would obviously drive up costs for everyone.
Exactly. It's that adverse selection problem
Okay.
we hear about.
Yeah.
And California's trying to avoid that by keeping its mandate.
Right.
But it's not an easy fix.
For sure.
It's something that a lot of people debate about.
Yeah, definitely.
So even with the state mandate in place, all those other cost drivers we talked about
Right.
are still pushing those premiums up.
Yeah,
It's a tough situation
for sure.
all around.
One thing that I keep seeing
Okay.
in these reports is this idea of auxiliary benefits.
No.
What are those?
Yeah.
And how can they help with this whole cost problem?
That's a great question, and it's a topic that deserves its own deep dive,
Okay.
which we'll do in the next part of our deep dive.
Awesome. I'm excited for that.
So auxiliary benefits are like
Okay.
add-ons you can get for your car insurance.
Okay.
They give you extra protection
Right.
for specific situations that your regular health insurance might not cover.
Okay, so it's like
Yeah.
extra financial security
Exactly.
in case something happens.
Like, let's say an employee has a heart attack
Okay.
and has to go to the hospital.
Mm-hmm.
Their regular health insurance will probably cover a lot of the costs,
Okay.
but they could still have a lot of out-of-pocket expenses
I see.
for things like deductibles and copays,
Right.
or even lost wages.
And that's where auxiliary benefits come.
Exactly. So, for example,
Okay.
critical illness insurance. Okay.
Could give them a lump sum payment
Oh, I see.
to help cover those extra expenses,
Okay.
which would really ease the burden on the employee.
Makes sense.
Or accident insurance could help with costs
Okay.
if they were injured.
Right.
And then there's hospital indemnity insurance, which pays a certain amount
Okay.
for every day they're in the hospital.
Wow. I didn't realize there's so many different kinds.
Yeah, there's a lot.
It sounds like they can really make a difference
We do.
for people
Mm-hmm.
when they have unexpected medical costs.
For sure. And it's not just about peace of mind for employees.
Okay.
It can also help attract and retain good employees.
That makes sense.
In today's job market,
Right.
companies that offer these kinds of benefits
Yeah.
really have an advantage.
It shows that you're really trying to support your employees,
Right.
not just giving them the minimum.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And studies have shown that employees who feel supported
Right.
are more engaged,
Okay.
more productive.
And they stay with the company longer.
It makes sense if you know that your company has your back.
Right.
You're going to be more loyal
Uh-huh.
to that company.
So it's a win-win
Okay.
for both employers and employees.
Right.
It's about creating that culture of support,
Yeah.
which helps everyone.
So where do companies even start
Right.
with all this stuff?
Yeah, it can be pretty complicated.
Yeah.
That's where companies like Holistic Employee Benefits come in.
Okay.
They help businesses create benefit packages
Right.
that meet their specific needs
Okay.
and their goals.
Holistic Employee Benefits.
Yeah.
I was looking at their website,
Okay.
holitaseb.com.
Uh-huh.
They seem to really understand the challenges businesses are facing.
They do, and they're really good at coming up with solutions
Okay.
that are tailored to each company.
So it's not one size fits all.
No, not at all.
They really look at the specifics of each business.
Exactly. They take the time to understand your needs
Mhm.
and your goals, and then they work with you to develop a strategy.
Okay.
That makes sense.
That's great.
It is.
Because, so much stuff is just generic.
Right, it is.
So that's refreshing.
And they also stay up to date
Okay.
on all the new solutions that are out there. Like what? Telehealth platforms.
Oh, cool.
And digital health apps.
Okay.
They know that technology is a big part of
Oh.
making healthcare more accessible
Yeah.
and affordable.
So they're combining everything,
Yeah.
traditional benefits, auxiliary options, and technology.
That's right.
It's pretty impressive.
It is. And they're always researching
Okay.
and evaluating new solutions
Right.
to make sure their clients have the best options.
So they're taking out the guesswork
They are
for
but not-
businesses.
And they're experts in all those regulations
Yeah.
and compliance requirements,
Oh, that's great.
which can be really complicated.
Yeah, a huge headache.
Exactly. So you have a trusted partner
Mm-hmm.
to help guide you.
That's awesome.
It is. And that peace of mind is really valuable.
Yeah.
Especially for businesses that are already stretched thin.
Okay, so we've talked a lot about these challenges
Yeah.
with rising healthcare costs and possible solutions
Right.
like auxiliary benefits and working with companies like Holistic Employee Benefits.
Exactly.
But I want to go back to something we talked about earlier.
Okay.
The individual mandate.
Yeah.
California decided to keep theirs while the federal mandate is gone.
Right.
That's a big deal.
Right?
Yeah.
It is. And it's something that businesses in California really need to understand
How so?
because it affects them.
Okay.
Well, first of all,
Yeah.
it means they need to stay up to date on California's regulations for health insurance.
Right.
There are reporting requirements,
Right.
penalties for not complying,
Gotcha.
and a lot of other details they have to keep track of.
So it's even more complicated.
It is, but on the other hand, the mandate helps to stabilize the healthcare market in California.
Right.
Remember, it encourages more people to sign up for insurance, which helps balance that risk pool,
Right.
and that can keep those premium increases more predictable.
So it might seem like a burden,
Yeah,
but it could actually help businesses in the long run
exactly.
by making things more stable.
That's the idea.
Okay.
And it's one of the reasons why California has had lower average premium increases
Okay.
compared to states that got rid of their mandate.
Interesting. So it seems like you're taking a long-term view, trying to make things more sustainable,
Right.
but we're still seeing those premium increases
Yeah, we are.
even with the mandate.
It's a balancing act.
It is.
For sure.
It shows that we need these innovative solutions
Absolutely.
and proactive strategies.
We need to do more than just react.
Right.
We need to anticipate problems and figure out how to deal with them.
I like that, taking control, creating a strategy that works for everybody.
That's what it's all about.
Yeah.
And I think a lot of businesses feel that way,
Right.
especially now.
Yeah, this has been so helpful.
It's been great talking to you.
We've covered a lot of ground,
Wait.
from the individual mandate to auxiliary benefits to working with companies like Holistic Employee Benefits.
Oh, sure.
But we're not done yet.
Oh, right.
In the last part of our deep dive,
Okay.
we're going to talk about the long-term effects of the pandemic
Yeah, that's
on
important.
healthcare costs. It feels like we're kind of moving past COVID,
Yeah.
but these reports really show how it's still affecting healthcare.
You're right. The pandemic has really changed the healthcare system, and we're just starting to understand how much it's going to cost.
So what are some of the main things
Okay.
that HR and business owners should be thinking about?
Well, one of the biggest things is long COVID.
Oh, yeah.
You know, more and more people are having long-term problems.
What kinds of problems?
Things like fatigue and brain fog,
Wow.
respiratory issues.
So it's not just about getting sick with COVID.
Right.
It's about these ongoing problems.
Exactly.
You could need expensive treatment.
And all these chronic conditions are putting a lot of pressure on the healthcare system.
Okay.
So there are longer wait times to see doctors,
Right.
more demand for specialists,
Gotcha.
and of course, higher costs for everyone.
The pandemic is going to be affecting healthcare costs
Yeah,
for a long time.
for sure.
And then there's the healthcare worker shortage.
Oh, yeah, that's a big one.
A lot of people are leaving healthcare.
It's true. A lot of healthcare workers are burned out.
I know a few nurses who have quit.
Yeah, it's a real crisis.
Yeah.
And it's driving up labor costs.
Right. Hospitals have to pay more.
Exactly, to attract and keep good employees.
Okay.
And that means higher healthcare costs for all of us.
It's like one thing leads to another.
It does.
So what can businesses even do about these cost increases?
Well, some things are out of their control.
Right. But they can still be proactive.
Okay.
And one of the best things they can do
Yeah.
is focus on employee wellness.
Like preventative care,
Exactly. If employees are healthier,
right?
they won't need as much medical care.
Which saves money.
Exactly. So businesses should invest in programs
Okay.
that promote healthy habits.
What kinds of programs?
Things like health screenings,
Okay.
flu shot clinics,
Gotcha.
wellness challenges,
Okay.
maybe even gym memberships.
So instead of waiting until people are sick,
Yeah.
they're trying to prevent them from getting sick.
Exactly.
I like that.
And this goes back to those auxiliary benefits we talked about.
Oh, right.
If an employee does get really sick,
Yeah.
those benefits can help.
Right. They can help with the costs
Exactly.
and reduce their stress.
Which makes them healthier and more productive.
So it's all connected.
It is.
Taking care of your employees, offering extra benefits,
Uh-huh.
it all works together.
It's about creating a whole system.
Yeah. That supports employees.
This has been such a great deep dive.
It has.
We've learned so much
Yeah.
about what's driving up healthcare costs in California and
Yeah.
what businesses can do about it.
If you're feeling overwhelmed,
Right.
remember, you don't have to do this alone.
There are companies like Holistic Employee Benefits.
Exactly. They can help you figure everything out.
Yeah, they can help you create a benefits package, find those new solutions,
Right.
and make sure you're following all the rules.
They can take care of all that.
So you can focus on your employees.
That's what's important.
This has been so helpful.
Glad I could help.
Thank you so much.
My pleasure.
And to everyone listening,
Yeah,
remember that knowledge is power.
it is.
The more you understand these challenges,
Uh-huh.
the better you can create a healthcare strategy
For sure.
that works for your business.
And your employees.
Such a good point.
Until next time, keep learning
Stay informed.
and stay well.
Bye, everyone.